All right. Are we ready? We are ready. I see the green light on the camera. Well, welcome to a new addition to the Fruitful 3 podcast, where we bring you the latest buzz on movies, TV shows, and everything happening in the world of entertainment. He's your host,
Isaiah, and we got the last addition to the Fruitful 3, Eli.
and
Today we're diving deep into the upcoming movie releases, the latest Marvel and DC projects, and some juicy rumors. Let's get started with the first topic, upcoming movies for fall of 2024.
let me tell you, I am pumped for a lot of these movies coming out.
Before we kick it off to topic one, as you can see, I am wearing the Fruitful 3 merch, and I would like to give just right here in this general area, maybe it's over here, I don't know. It's what I was exporting before my computer crashed, but it'll be up in the video of all the merch options, and the link is down below, or if I figure it out, you may be able to click on the link when the ad's there, you know?
All right.
So let's go to topic one, upcoming movies.
Well, fall has traditionally been the season of award contenders, serious dramas, and prestigious studio projects. But this year, the lineup is much more diverse, spanning horror, comedy, documentaries, and sequels.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And so today,
Yesterday.
this weekend, I should
This
say,
weekend, yeah.
Beetlejuice 2 or Beetlejuice has released into theaters, with Tim Burton and Michael Keaton reclaiming their roles, as Tim Burton is the director, and we get Beetlejuice 2.
We get Beetlejuice 2. It's been a long time since 1988, so we get to see how the series gets to move forward, and we get to see Beetlejuice once again in theaters.
Now, I was thinking about this last night. You have to say Beetlejuice 3 times, right?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking they might just do one more movie.
And that's when all hell's gonna break loose. You know, you say it 3 times, and that's when stuff happens.
And we get a new actress, Jenna Ortega, which is,
Most popular for the Wednesday series.
yes, very popular for horror movies, so I'm excited to see her. She a cutie.
She is a good-looking gal.
Yeah, you got anything else you want to add to Beetlejuice?
Well, we're going to the movie Saturday night, and I'm pumped.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are going to watch that.
Can't wait. Just watched the trailer like 30 minutes ago, and man, does it look good.
I watch like the pre-trailers of movies, and that's it. Like, because I think trailers spoil too much of the movie nowadays, and it's like, I don't want that spoiled, you know?
See, now I watched the final trailer, and it did kind of spoil the storyline to the movie a little bit, and for me that's okay because I now know what the movie's gonna be about, and it makes me more excited for the movie to come.
Yes, sir. Horror fans can catch the front room, an unsettling story about a woman dealing with her troubled mother-in-law.
I've seen that trailer too. Have you seen that trailer?
I have not seen that trailer.
It's freaky that, you know, the man and wife, they're having little money issues, so they go to their rich, crazy mother for help, and she's willing to help, but then she moves in and tries getting rid of the wife.
See, I think that was the one I was reading on that was supposed to be projected to be the most scariest movie of 2024.
See, now, it doesn't look very scary from the trailer, but it definitely is a thriller type movie. And could definitely be more scary than what it may appear in the trailer.
Yeah.
So we will have to see.
Then there is His Three Daughters, a family drama, and Rebel Ridge, a tense revenge thriller from Jeremy Soliner, I believe is how you pronounce his name. I may be butchering it.
Now, His Three Daughters, that has Elizabeth Olsen in it, and you really don't see her too much in movies.
Other than Marvel.
Other than, Marvel's Scarlet Witch, which she does an amazing job with, by the way. But it's going to be nice to see her in some other film projects as well.
In October, Colson Whitehead's novel comes to life in The Nickel Boys, a haunting drama about a reform school in the South.
Yep, and then also, highly anticipated Wicked adaptation drops in November, telling the untold story from Oz's perspective. Fans of musicals will not want to miss this because it is definitely based off of the live performance of Wicked.
Now, I do I kind of want to see it, but there was something that was like about graphics. I don't know, like I watched the trailer and there was something about it that kind of just
Now, watching the trailer, the goat, and I mean, you got to keep in mind, trailers don't always have the best graphics, but the goat kind of stuck out to look a little bit more cartoony. The design overall of Oz was amazing, spectacular. Disney did a very good job with that. And talking with some people who have seen the Broadway musical of Wicked are saying that they are doing a very good job with this movie as what they've seen so far. So I'm interested in seeing how this movie turns out.
Well, I guess I never had the chance. Well, I guess I did have a chance. I just didn't spend the money on going to go see Wicked, but probably should have, just because that was one of the ones I wanted to see.
Starring Ariana Grande.
And Gladiator II and Moana 2 are set to bring big action and adventures to theaters later in November, while Nosferatu promises chills with a December release. And I'm sorry if I just pronounced that totally wrong.
Now, Gladiator 2, I really like the cast. I have not seen the first one, but the second one is really intriguing, with Pedro Pascal finally, being able to see him in a big movie again is kind of exciting because he is a really good actor, and he always seems to die in his movies, and he always plays a supervillain too. But then also I'm excited to see him in Fantastic Four, Marvel's, because he gets to play a hero, and they're not going to kill him off right away.
Well, he's played a hero in The Last of Us, which I know you probably haven't got to see.
I have not seen
The Last of Us, which is actually, I highly recommend that series. It is.
I've heard good things about it.
The first episode kind of lost me a little bit because I didn't know much about the back lore of The Last of Us because I never played the games. But once we got to the ending, I was enticed, bro. I'm waiting to see if they'll have a season 2 or not, since now he's at Marvel. I don't know what will happen.
See, you know how Marvel actors and actresses are. They get very busy. They push those movies out quick.
There's a lot of... We'll get into that more with what going on.
It'll be good to see him on the big screen again.
Yes.
But then also, Gladiator 2 has Denzel Washington, Connie Nelson, and I might butcher this name, Damon Hounson.
Is that the also Marvel guy?
He's
played in
other movies. Definitely a lot more action. And oh no, it's DC, isn't it?
No, he's played because he plays the
Wizard in Shazam.
Yeah, he plays the wizard in Shazam, but he also played in Galaxy of the Guardians.
Guardians. He's that part robot dude.
Yeah.
I forgot about that, but they kind of killed him off in that movie. So
Yeah, so.
But he is a very good actor.
And then we have, whether you're into biopics like Lee about World War II, photographer Lee Miller, or looking for pure entertainment like Joker Folie à Deux, featuring Lady Gaga, this fall offers something for everyone.
Yeah, that movie seems very entertaining. The new Joker movie.
Is that in the DC section? I don't know.
It probably is. So
So
we will wait.
We will wait.
You'll have to keep watching to hear our little tidbit on that movie.
Yeah. So,
but first we're going to talk about Marvel movies.
Exactly. Let's move on to what's happening in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Things have been a bit slower for Marvel lately after the explosive output during the Infinity Saga, but rest assured, they've got some exciting things coming.
Revealing Robert Downey Jr. as Doomsday.
Not Doomsday, as Dr. Doom.
Dr. Doom.
Dr. Doom.
Oh yeah, Doomsday's DC, isn't he?
Yeah, that's Superman's
not bad
killer.
Yep.
Yeah. So I guess since you brought it up, let's talk about the elephant in the room. How do you feel with Robert Downey Jr. coming back as?
At first I did not like it, but now I guess with the whole multiverse explained to me, with Tony Stark dying and nobody really ever dying in the multiverse, he is coming back as a villain. So it's gonna be different seeing him as somebody else, but he is, I guess, either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become a villain.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I still have mixed feelings about it. I think that there are plenty of young actors that they could go get. I know
they could have definitely done something else.
Well, yeah, I know with the young actors, there's a lot of it's hard to get young actors to do more of the cool stuff, I guess, now. Because, like, if you watch Star Wars Acolyte, like, it was a decent show. You could tell it was acting in a poor script. And that's the issue with young actors versus the older actors or actresses. I should also add in there.
I believe people like Robert Downey Jr., they can take a bad script and make it good.
Exactly. And that just shows the experience of them being an older actor or actress, where the younger ones, like, you gotta improvise a lot more.
You gotta kind of hand them the script because they're not as experienced as some of the other people like Ryan Reynolds or Hugh Jackman or... Yeah.
But they also need to voice their opinions a little bit, I think, maybe, if that would help improve it,
Yeah.
Maybe improvise during, like, because that's what a lot of Robert Downey Jr. and Ryan Reynolds, they just improvise on the script, and they're like, you know what, we're keeping that.
You know what, some of these younger actors, they might not be quite confident enough to have their voice heard, step up and say, hey, what if we do it this way instead? They need a smaller movie, a smaller film to get them more experience, get them more... Yeah.
Also, I feel like with the younger actors and actresses, they're a lot more dramatic. You agree with that? Like, I don't know how to explain.
It's with the times.
Yeah, it's with the times.
They can get deeper into their own emotions and really express a feeling.
Like with Star Wars Acolyte, like, even the Jedi was more dramatic than what the Jedi is originally about,
And at that point, you gotta really look into the character and decide, well, are they overacting or are they doing the part right?
Yeah. So that's just where I am with Tony.
But now I am starting to get excited for Brave New World. It's a little different from the Captain America movies that we're used to.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the live action scenes and everything else that made the Captain America movie so great. This one's going to have a lot more CGI in it. And I know with like Endgame, they didn't do the designs for Thanos or Hulk justice. But maybe they will put a little bit more time into these movies and maybe really push to catch the eye of their audience.
As I have looked to pictures, they are undermining, like even the 2008 Hulk, you could see all the muscles flexing. Like,
now
they spent a lot of time.
Now, there is another reason for that, too, because back in 2008, in that time era, they used a different kind of rendering technique. They used volumetric rendering. So each pixel was a stack of pixels that went back into the camera with different densities. And with that, it took a long time. So if they tried rendering the whole movie together, it would take years to get the movie to render, to get them to that point where they could release the movie. So they had to go in by frames and do the graphics, to do the CGI and the effects frame by frame. And then they'd stack it on top. And that made it look more realistic. They had to put more time into it.
Mm-hmm.
But now with these newer movies, they're using real-time cinematic rendering. And that's the ability to render a 3D graphic and or visual effect in real time. So then they're on the camera, you're seeing it in the field, in the city. It's right there. Real time. It's a lower quality graphic, it's a lower quality image, but it's quicker. It's easier, it's less work for the studio. It definitely doesn't look as good when it comes to theaters. It makes Hulk look a little bit more cartoony, but it is saving Hollywood more money and time, and it's allowing us to get our Marvel movies out quicker. But at the time, I guess it's really a matter of, do we want quality or quantity?
I would prefer quality over quantity.
I would prefer quality. And I do understand that, volumetric rendering, it takes a lot of time. Imagine doing a 2.5-hour movie, frame by frame.
By frame.
By frame. By frame.
By frame. That's, yeah. Which is why movie theaters had to have the little slots, wasn't it?
The black bar?
Yeah, the camera roll. You know how they used to get the movies, the box of the camera roll for the theaters.
Yep.
Because it was frame by frame by frame by frame.
Yep, and that's the way they did it back then.
And then 2012-ish, they transferred out of that. I think that was the time period.
Let's see, the very first Captain America movie, the first Avenger, that movie was like that. I remember, yeah.
Because I think the last one...
See when the frame switched.
The last one, because I think when we went to the movie theater to watch The Dark Knight Rises, I think that was the last one in our area that they were going to get frame by frame by frame.
Yeah. And actually, the 2007 Transformers movie was that volumetric rendering, along with a bunch of other, they used robots and so many other techniques to give you the real, solid feel and make it feel like those robots were actually there and make it look more realistic and believable.
So, with Marvel shows, because we just went off on that.
That's okay.
Getting back on track to Marvel shows, we have Daredevil. Well, You know what? We're gonna put that because Agatha All Along is coming out first. So
Yeah. What about the much anticipated Thunderbolt?
That's in the movies, is it not? That is in movies.
2025.
Yeah, but we're in shows, buddy.
All right, well, let's do shows.
So Agatha All Along is coming out this month. I think it's the 16th, 17th. Let me look that up real quick. If you want to talk, you can.
Agatha, Ironheart, Wonder Man. Fans can expect more grounded stories with darker tone, like Daredevil and Echo, while still getting comic adventures in films like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 4, which I did not know that they were actually going to do.
Bro, you are way skipping. You are
I'm jumping around, man.
We are in Marvel shows, man, and you are in Marvel movies, bro.
Yes, I am.
So Agatha All Along is coming out September 18th. It's a Halloween special. From what I have seen, it looks pretty decent. It kind of looks a little bit dark.
Which Marvel is trying to do now.
Which, I mean, with the success of Deadpool and Wolverine, did I mention they grossed $1.26 billion already domestically, worldwide? So yeah, with the success of that, I mean, yes, they should go darker.
Well, and also it's just Deadpool too.
Yeah.
Like, those Deadpool movies have always racked in a lot of money for Fox, and now that Disney's got it, people wanting to see it.
Exactly. And people are going back for seconds because, you know, you can't just have one servant with Deadpool. You got to have two.
Oh, yeah. Got Deadpool and Wolverine. And then maybe, if Disney's watching this, Deadpool and Spider-Man.
Yes, that is projected. They really want to see it. It's
Ryan Reynolds is really pushing for it.
Yeah,
so it might happen.
And Tom Holland, bro.
Tom Holland, Spider-Man.
They're also calling for a war, the fight scene between Wolverine and Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man to be more specific. In that timeline, they're also calling for a Hulk versus Wolverine movie.
Which is going to be weird because which Hulk will it be? It can't be Professor Hulk.
World War Hulk, probably. So we'll get into that after we talk about Daredevil. Born Again, which is set to be the most intense show in the MCU. It's bringing Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock back, and fans are already buzzing about the brutal action scenes teased by Marvel's Brad Winderbaum. Expect more visceral Daredevil diving into deep political intrigue. So yeah, with the brutal scenes, they are bringing what they were building at Netflix over to this show now and Disney. We got Foggy returning, whoever played in the Netflix series, and we got Karen, played by the same actress that played in the Netflix series, as well as Wilson Fisk. Wilson Fisk.
Now, I've heard that name before.
He is the big guy that is the
gangster.
The Kingpin.
Kingpin, there we
Kingpin.
go.
Yeah, if you watched the Netflix series, he was always the big guy. That took like 20 different shots and still survived.
And he's still alive. He's living in the Marvel universe now.
So that will be intense. I would like to see an Easter egg or a surprise appearance by Tom Holland as Spider-Man in that film. I really would like to, or show. I'd really like to see it.
We did see Daredevil in the Spider-Man movie, so why don't we see Spider-Man in the
That's
Daredevil? And I mean, New York, it could happen.
And yeah. Also, I forgot to mention John Berthel. I'm sorry if I butchered that name, but he's returning as the Punisher and is expected to be on Daredevil Born Again 2.
Now, that was one Netflix show that I really did enjoy. I know it had nothing to do with the original Punisher, that they really changed the storyline to it, but watching the first couple seasons of that, I really enjoyed watching it.
It's a good show. Now we're in the Marvel movies.
Good. I love the big screen.
Now we're in the Marvel movies.
All right, Captain America, Brave New World, May 2025, will showcase Sam Wilson's journey as the new Captain America.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am kind of excited to see it. We got Harrison Ford as the president now, instead of
President
because after
of the U.S. in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
yeah,
Also Red Hulk.
yep. But he's replacing after the death of the original actor, who passed away sadly, unfortunately. I think it was due to cancer. I don't know for sure. But you know,
It happens in the Marvel Universe.
a lot of death happens.
Rest in peace, Black Panther.
The much anticipated Thunderbolts will bring a team of anti-heroes together in July 2025.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but is that the one with Ghost Rider and Moon Knight?
No, that's Midnight Suns.
Midnight Suns.
Thunderbolt would be like Black Widow, Florence Pugh or whatever her name is. The one that Black Widow's sister. And then red guy from Black Widow, the Russian dude.
Oh, the Black Widow's father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like Falcon and Winter Soldier show, that fake Captain America they try to replace.
Yep.
He projected to be in that too.
Now, he's going to be in Brave New World also. So he's getting a lot of screen time. Thunderbolt does look pretty good. I watched a first look of that just today on YouTube, and they got a little bit together, and it's not an official trailer yet, but it's kind of cool to see how it's all coming together so far, and it's enough to get me intrigued.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, and we cannot forget about Deadpool and Wolverine, Disney's, I guess, first R-rated movie.
Yeah.
Which I know we've kind of talked about it already, but I mean, the movie's good enough to where we just got to talk about it again.
Yeah, like the fact that it was just a great movie, and that I kind of want to watch it again.
Man, I do too. I want to go to the movie again.
Like
Is it playing in theaters anywhere around here?
I not around here, but they're still playing in theaters up in like New York and stuff. 6 weeks after its debut, and it's still in theaters.
It might be playing in New York.
It could be. That's a bigger town. But I don't know. What was your favorite part of Deadpool?
Oh, my favorite part. That is hard to say because there were so many good parts to that movie. I really enjoyed the fight scene in the minivan, and like the next morning when Deadpool was all strapped to the seat, Wolverine was just laying there sleeping like, yeah, no big deal.
I think my favorite part was when Blade was walking in, bro.
Now he broke a couple records with that movie because he is the longest
superhero.
Yeah.
Longest played superhero.
He broke the record for the longest role.
Yeah, there we go.
As a superhero.
Yes, sir. And we had Elektra and Gambit and
Now, the design to Gambit was very good. The accent bothered me a little bit.
That was how it was supposed to be. That was how it was scripted.
I get that, and you know what? I'd rather have them go by the comic than change things, but I will always be a fan of the Gambit from the first Wolverine movie. He was my Gambit.
I had to look up who played that Gambit because I was like, I swear, because they brought back like Blade and
Yeah, they brought back all these original characters, and then they replaced Gambit.
Yeah,
So
but
I was a little disappointed.
But it was fitting because they were going to make a Gambit movie using Channing Tatum back in like 2018 or something. But then I think with the deal, there's something that went on and it got cut. So
It happens.
it was great to see that Channing Tatum got to play his role, especially Ryan Reynolds really wanted it.
Especially such a good actor that deserves to be in a bigger series like Marvel.
Exactly. They've been trying to get him in the Marvel Cinematic Universe for a while, and it finally has happened.
Finally.
Marvel's slate for 2025, I know you already read this, and beyond also includes big hitters like Fantastic Four and Blade, along with Disney Plus series like Ironheart and Wonder Man. Fans can expect more grounded stories with darker tones like Daredevil and Echo, while still getting cosmic adventures and films like Guardians of the Galaxy Vol.
Now, talking about that and going back to what you just said about actors, good actors that deserve to be in a bigger film franchise, Pedro Pascal, he deserves to be in Marvel. And I am so glad that he is now going to be the new Mr. Fantastic. I am very looking forward to that movie very much. And I can't wait to see how they do it.
Yeah, I don't know how far Blade is coming along. There's a lot of rumors floating around that it may just get cut because I guess Eli Muhammad or whatever his name is joined some other film franchise supposedly. That's all rumors. Ironheart looks like the suit I wasn't a fan of when they showed it, but with the new trailer I saw, it's starting to get back to how Iron Man looked in the movies and stuff.
Now, is this his daughter?
No, this is a different chick. But the daughter is, I just read about this, is supposed to make a return to.
Now, I heard that, yes.
MCU.
I was thinking that she would come back as the new Iron Man.
Not yet.
Okay.
Maybe.
We will see.
And Wonder Man, I don't know much about it other than when I was living in New York, my roommate auditioned for it because he has a friend that works in Disney and offered them an audition. Unfortunately, last I knew, he didn't get the role or was still waiting to hear back. So if he is in it, I'm going to be, ecstatic because
that's your homie.
That was my roommate, bro. That was my roommate, So yeah, I think that covers all of Marvel, does it not?
Now, Guardians of the Galaxy 4, I did not know that they were going to make a fourth movie.
Didn't it? Or was it only a third movie?
Well, they said that Star-Lord was going to return.
Yeah. Well, it was also the exit of what's his name? James Gunn, as he's taken on the DC mantle now. Or DCU.
All right. Now, one thing that I am happy to hear about in Guardians of the Galaxy 4, because in the comics, Venom is in Guardians of the Galaxy. I want to see that movie. I want to see that on the big screen. Venom, part of the Guardians of the Galaxy. I think that would be a very good movie.
Now, we haven't talked, because this is more Marvel than Sony, but we also have Kraven the Hunter. I gotta write this down. Kraven the Hunter. We also have Venom coming all this year, right?
Yep.
Venom, it's called The Last Dance, which I'm wondering if it's The Last Dance in the Sony universe,
like bring him into
the MCU, or if they just want to end the Sony's version so the MCU could have Venom.
But now Sony is going to do a Spider-Verse, right?
Well, there are rumors about that, yes.
All right. So now if they do that, maybe Venom will make a special appearance, like a guest appearance
Mm-hmm.
as a villain
Mm-hmm.
in a Spider-Man universe.
We'll see about this. Also, Kraven's coming out in December.
If it doesn't get pushed back again, I am looking forward to this movie. He's, well, I don't know what the name of the character is, but he's played a lot of good movies. He played Quicksilver, but they killed him off right away.
Aaron
And then
Taylor Johnson.
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Yep.
All right. And he also played in Bullet Train, and he did a very good job in Bullet Train.
He also played in Fall Guy, wasn't it? That we just watched.
Yeah, he played in Fall Guy too.
As the bad guy, which that was really good. But with Kraven, since it's been pushed back, they also did the late trailer showing when they decided to push it back, which means it may be a bad movie, but with Sony,
You don't know. It could be.
yeah, with Sony, what they claim as a bad movie always ends up being a good movie.
Yeah.
And what they claim to be a good movie ends up being a bad movie.
So with Sony, you really don't know because it could go either way. We'll just have to wait until December and see for ourselves.
But there's a lot of reshoots, so yeah, we'll see how the
Now, they did change the story a little bit, didn't they? Yeah, made it more
realistic. Yeah, more original, more realistic.
Okay.
Okay, now we can move on to DC. DC. Now let's dive into the DC universe. James Gunn has taken the reins at DC Studios, and fans are excited to see where he's heading with this new era.
Yeah.
Woo.
I think here in just few years, maybe, it'll be a while yet, but 5-10 years, give it. I think DC might take the lead over Marvel.
Well, if Marvel keeps doing what they're doing, because I don't know how DC is if they're gonna in-house their graphic design team or if they're gonna out-house it, because that's what Marvel does. They outsource, and that's why
Dry humor.
Yeah, that's why the graphics are also bad, is they outsource instead of insource. So I'm hoping that James Gunn realizes that and he wants to insource the DC, so getting people to actually see their visions come to life.
With James Gunn, he knows what Marvel's doing wrong, so he can not do that with DC.
Yeah.
He can do right what Marvel's doing wrong and really bring the DC universe to life instead of what they tried doing with the DCEU.
Yeah. So with shows, one of the biggest upcoming shows is the Lantern Show, focusing on Green Lanterns Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart. Rumor has it that Josh Brolin, Matthew McConaughey, and Ewan McGregor are all contenders for the role of Hal Jordan. Now, as I had to explain to Eli a couple days ago, is that yes, there are 2 Earth Green Lanterns.
Which I never knew up until like 2 days ago when you told me this.
Because the ring just picks whoever the ring wants to pick.
And out of the mass wideness of the universe, I would have never thought that 2 separate rings would choose
2 humans.
2 humans on Earth.
So out of the 3 picks of Josh Brolin, Matthew McConaughey, and McGregor, who would you like to see play as Hal Jordan? Josh Brolin was the guy that played Cable and Thanos. And Matthew McConaughey is the all right. And Ewan McGregor is Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Okay, so you know who my favorite actor is out of those 3.
All right.
That's one of my favorite movies of all time, Dazed and Confused. I think I don't see him as a superhero.
Yeah, Dan, that's
And, that'd be interesting. I don't see him as a superhero.
I think, well, I watched him in a romance movie, so yes, it's a rom-com. I forget the name of it, but it is actually quite hilarious.
See, he's comedy.
So, I mean, he might play a good role as Green
I
Lantern.
don't think it's going to be a serious role, though.
Exactly. Edwin McGregor would be my choice. I think that would be.
I would have to say him, Josh Brolin. He
always plays the hard guy, the tough guy,
which makes him good for superhero movies. But
also makes him good for villains.
I would say pick someone younger.
Well, unless they plan on with picking someone old, they may be planning on killing him off.
And and honestly, Matthew McConaughey, if they were to pick him, I would want them to kill him off right away too, and then just go with the one Green Lantern,
which would be Jon Stewart, whoever plays Jon Stewart. Paradise Lost is another series in the works set on Wonder Woman's home island of Themyscira. I think that's exploring the early origins of the Amazons.
Now, that would be a cool concept. Seeing, because in the DCEU, you saw clips of the way it was back then, but actually getting more into detail with it and seeing how the Amazons are, and maybe seeing a younger Wonder Woman as she goes through her battle of training to be the warrior that they all look upon.
Yeah, I'm kind of intrigued by it. I don't know much about it, but I will probably definitely watch it when
I'll watch it.
Also, which is not on the list, is Penguin, which I think is coming out this month too. Either coming out this month or in October.
Now that sounds like it could be a show.
It is a show. It'll be on Max. It is.
Is it going to be the Penguin from the Batman movie?
Yes, thank you. I was blanking for a minute. It is the Penguin from the Batman movie. It's a spin-off, but it has the original actor.
No, that'd be kind of cool. Just do a gangster show, you know?
Yeah, it's showing how Penguin becomes the kingpin of, how he's like always
the kingpin of the DCU.
Yeah, of Gotham City.
Yeah.
Like, they always show him how he's the big guy. But
yeah,
he was the little guy in
the 80s, 90s, maybe Batman.
Well, I'm saying in like the Batman movie, he's the little guy. This is showing him how he becomes the big guy.
Now, they did kind of show him because it was his club.
Yeah.
And obviously, if he had a club and he had people working for him and he had all those bodyguards, he is a bigger guy.
But he was also under control of Falcone. So with Falcone being dead now, it gives him the chance to rise up and take over what should be his, or what he wants, I guess. But yeah. All right. So you got any shows for DC? No,
really don't pay attention to shows too much.
Yeah. All right.
But got some cool stuff coming.
Yeah.
Can we talk about movies though?
We can talk about movies.
Joker 2, let's go.
Fully a Duel is set to release on October 4th, 2024. This highly anticipated sequel stars Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga, and might even have some musical elements woven in.
Now, this movie, I was looking into it, and it sounds cool. The first movie, they told the story from Joker's perspective. Mm-hmm. They told Joker's story from his perspective, mm-hmm. and now they're going to tell Harley Quinn's story from her perspective. So it's going to be musical. It's going to be her story from her mind, and you kind of get to see what goes on inside of Harley Quinn's mind.
Yes.
So it's going to be very exciting, and I'm looking forward to it. I honestly think it's going to be better than the first one.
Well, I've been reading up on it, and critics are already giving it a 60% on Rotten Tomatoes. They say too much is going on, and it's not as good as the first one.
That's Harley Quinn, though.
Yeah.
Like, they're both crazy.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on inside of their minds, and you got to keep in mind that's the way it is for them. They're the ones telling their story.
Yeah, and with the director, I am like with the first one, it was exciting to see. And knowing like the director's background, I'm still excited to see this one, and I'm hoping it stands up to my standard. So, you got anything else to add to Joker?
Well, how do you pronounce it? Folie à deux? Now that's French, and I looked it up what it meant. But I can't quite remember. But you do know French.
Well, I know deux is two.
It's got to do like some with the crazy.
It's a psychotic condition that causes two people to share a delusional belief or mental disorder.
Suiting for the movie.
Yeah, since they showed the psychology of Joker in the first movie, and they're going to show the psychology of
Harley Quinn in the
second. And it's between the two people that share a delusional belief, which we saw with Joker having his own show in the trailer.
And yeah, so it's definitely, it's going to be entertaining.
Moving on to the new Superman movie set for July 11th, 2025. Can you believe that's coming out next year, buddy?
This will reboot the Man of Steel story with David Cornsweet playing the lead. This version promises to explore Clark Kent's established life without retelling his origins.
Which is great because every single Superman movie had to tell the origin story.
Yeah, but, it's kind of nice. Mm-hmm. Now, when you get something like Spider-Man, for example, you have two origin stories already. So when it came to Tom Holland's Spider-Man, you really didn't have to tell the story again. Mm-hmm. And that's something that I appreciate about Marvel. They just kind of loosely explained it in the Civil War movie.
Yep.
Between Tony Stark and Peter Parker. And, we don't need another origin story for Superman because we know it. Just like Batman, we don't need another origin story for Batman. We all know that his parents died and
which is why I think the Batman was so great.
Batman was great.
Because now they have the origin story.
Batman 2, I really hope, is shorter. The Batman Part 1, amazing movie, great movie. But a 3-hour movie is just a little bit too long.
But do you think about that for Endgame? Because that's also a 3-hour movie.
But it's also, a 3-hour movie's a 3-hour movie. It's good. Great movie. And if they shortened it, it probably won't be as good.
Yeah.
But and DC is amazing on detail. They have to put a lot of that stuff in because then you lose some of the greatness of the comic because it's such detailed comics. The comics basically write the movies themselves.
It was like the most accurate movie that happened for Batman as we got to see his detective skills actually on screen.
First time ever seeing Batman as the detective that he is. Amazing. Mm-hmm. And I'm really looking forward to seeing the second one, with Robert Pattinson.
Which is scheduled for October 2nd, 2026. And I don't know who the villain is yet, but
we will see.
And there's a rumor that it's the Court of Owls, which I could see Matt Reeves taking the Court of Owls.
Now, one thing that I'm excited for, so I heard a rumor that they might take the Batman, like Robert Pattinson's Batman, and David Corenswet's Superman, and combine them, and that is the new DC universe.
Well, I've also heard that James Gunn is splitting it, and it's that Batman and other stuff is different universe, and then he's going to focus mainly on the DCU. But we will see, because he's still searching for a Batman as far as I know.
Now, if we're talking about Batman, I think a really good guy to play Batman and Bruce Wayne is, what's his name, from Ungentlemanly Warfare?
Now I can't think of his name, but I know who you were talking about.
Yeah, and honestly, if he's gonna be in the Marvel universe, I think he'd play a really good Beast.
Alan Richardson.
Alan Richardson, he would make a very good Batman. He'd make a very good Bruce Wayne. Problem with Ben Affleck, he made a really good Bruce Wayne. I did not.
Yeah, his Batman.
He made a very good Batman. He was too soft as Batman, but he made just the cocky rich boy attitude. He did that perfectly.
And with Alan, he's such a dynamic actor that he, especially watching him in Ungentlemanly Warfare, we saw
all the badass scenes, but then also his just not badass scenes.
His gentleness, but yet his killing side, his war side.
He'd make a great Batman. But now you mentioned earlier that he would also make a good Beast.
I did mention that.
And honestly, that would be good. They wouldn't even really have to CGI him. Just, make him blue, give him the sideburns. There's Beast right there.
Yeah. Like maybe make him hunch over a little bit more.
Give him a little bit of a hunchback. Yeah.
Other than that, he's set.
Now, I heard, and I know we're talking about DC, but I'm going to go back to Marvel real quick. The Thing. I have seen pictures. They might be going back to the full body suit. They're not doing him CGI.
That's what it looked like when I saw the pictures.
That's what it looked like when I was looking at it too. That they're doing the mask and the makeup, and I really hope they do that, and I really hope that they do a good job at that, because with the Fantastic Four movie that Fox did last,
the 2015
one, not a big fan of the.
Like it was a cool concept, but
it's a character that you can very easily just CGI.
Yeah,
but
it was
just do better.
Yeah, exactly. So back to DC. Rumors are swirling about new projects like The Authority, Swamp Thing, and Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. Gunn's vision for the DCU includes tying these films into a cohesive universe while allowing space for a standalone project like the ongoing Batman series.
And with all these different DC things, they could very easily do a multiverse DCU, because they have Robert Pattinson's Batman. They have so many different Batmans. Batman's just one of those characters he's the most popular out of the DC, but then they also have so many Supermans. They could bring in so many different characters if they did a multiverse kind of thing.
Well, they're bringing, for the new Superman movie, they're bringing Will Reeves, I believe, is what his name is, which is the son of Christopher Reeves that played the 80s Superman. Bringing him into the fold as like a news anchor, I think, on the new film.
Now, I always enjoy when they do stuff like that. Like the first Hulk movie had the 70s Hulk in it, and they bring in the original character as a side character that just kind of has one scene in the movie. I enjoy when they do stuff like that.
And unfortunately, Christopher Reeves is dead and has passed, so we got it, but we still got his children to carry on the legacy, so there's that.
That'll be awesome.
If you could play any superhero between DC, Marvel, that you could act like Marvel would come up to you and be like, we want you to audition. What would that role be?
To break it up a little bit, since that's such a hard question, DC would be the Flash. Marvel would either be Quicksilver or Spider-Man. I've always been a huge fan of Spider-Man. That was the superhero, my favorite superhero growing up. I wanted to be Spider-Man when I was like 10 years old.
Yeah, we had the Spider-Man suit and everything.
I would walk around in the Spider-Man suit and I'd save cats out of trees.
You dress up in the Spider-Man suit and I'd be in the Superman suit, and we'd try to go save the...
I remember you dressing up like Batman too.
Oh yeah, we built the old Batman suit.
We made a Batman suit.
We made a Batman. Yes, we were creative little kids.
Yes, we were. We had plenty of boxes to help with that too, with our mom having a restaurant.
Yes.
But what would your favorite one be?
For DC, I would like to really play Green Arrow.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah, so if James Gunn is looking for a Green Arrow, I am more than welcome to audition for you. So if you want. For Marvel, I don't really know for Marvel. They took out all my, just, Daredevil's out and Spider-Man's out. I don't know what role I'd play good as. They took all the good characters out so far.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yes.
I'd have to do research on that.
All the Marvel characters that I know are already in the movie.
Exactly.
Or have died.
Mm-hmm.
Like Quicksilver. I'm a runner. I love running fast. I love the superheroes that run fast.
Mm-hmm.
So Flash and Quicksilver are the best, hands down. Now Quicksilver, I do like the blue lightning. I like the blue suit. Blue's my color.
Yeah.
But then also I really enjoy both actors that Marvel has had for Quicksilver.
Yeah. I mean, well, with me choosing Green Arrow, I mean, I kind of got the blonde.
Got the blonde, you got the Van Dyke going.
Got the Van Dyke going. I really love bows and knives and stuff, like that type of weaponry.
Yeah, you major like the bow and Ungentlemanly Warfare. I remember last weekend you're like, man, I gotta make me one like that.
Yeah, I was looking at the whole design and everything, like, that actually wouldn't be too hard to make.
You got the wood for it.
I got the wood. I just need to go sharpen the axe, and it's time to me to start hacking.
Start hacking, man, before that house burns down.
Well, I'll pull the wood out before then.
Oh, all right.
So I'll be fine on that end. But yeah, honestly, for MCU, I honestly probably an X-Men, I'd assume. I think having moon powers would be cool.
See, out of the X-Men, who's your favorite X-Men?
Well, out of the X-Men, my favorite one is Wolverine.
That's
already taken. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like cartoons and stuff like that they haven't had yet.
Yeah, I really like the Gambit from the first Wolverine movie. Quicksilver, amazing character all around. Oh, I really like the dude with the laser eyes. When I was a kid, I really liked him.
Yeah, Cyclops. Oh, they could have me as a metallic or not metallic.
One thing I have not mentioned. Magneto would be cool.
Ooh, Silver Surfer.
Silver Surfer is a girl. Now,
what?
Disney has made Silver Surfer a girl.
It happens. It happens.
Well, yeah. One thing I do have to mention is Silver Surfer is bald, but in the movie, she has hair. So it looks kind of weird having a fully metal person with metal foofy hair. It's off. It looks very cartoony.
But it's
shave her head.
Yeah,
like they did with Professor X's sister.
I am still looking at MCU stuff.
Oh, Hawkeye's a cool one. Ant-Man's a cool one.
Oh, this is gonna take forever.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, so we're just gonna go to the closing statement. Oh, before we forgot to mention this in the upcoming one that you told me to write down today.
Oh yeah.
The red one, which is a new Santa Claus movie, featuring The Rock, Chris Evans, and J.K. Simmons
playing Santa Claus.
You
might know him from the OG Spider-Man movies.
Or the new Spider-Man movies.
Even the new Spider-Man movies.
So he's playing Santa Claus. He gets kidnapped. The Rock is the protector, guardian of Santa.
The guardian elf, the head elf.
Yeah. And
they battle snowmen and everything else to save Santa Claus and save Christmas.
So that's upcoming in December. And then just announced, a couple days ago, Minecraft. A trailer for Minecraft came out.
This has Jack Black and
Jason Momoa.
now I'm gonna say right now the movie looks weird.
Why did they make normal humans and then block everything else? And Steve is even human. He's not blocked out. Like, if you're bringing humans into an alternative world of Minecraft, why did you not block out Steve?
Yeah, but it's weird watching the trailer. I think it's awesome that Jack Black is playing Steve.
Steve.
Yeah, I'm Steve. But, okay, the llamas, the wolves, everything's blocked, square. But Steve is
Human.
person.
Yeah, normal.
And I guess it does kind of make me think, in the original game, someone gave me the concept, you are you. Well, Steve.
You wake up in a world.
You wake up in a world. Absolutely nothing. Day one, you have no tools, no cell phone, no nothing. You are waking up in this brand new world, and you're figuring out how to live. You're turning this world that you just randomly woke up in and turning it. You have no idea how you got there or anything. You make it your own world. You learn how to survive. So maybe Steve is a normal human being that just got sucked into a black hole one day and ended up in the Minecraft world.
But even with Steve in the game, he's blocked. So with that being said, it should be when he transfers over in the portal, he should be blocked, you know?
But then Jason Momoa and everyone else should be blocked too.
Exactly.
So I guess,
especially with that ridiculous hair that Jason
and that jacket.
Yeah, I just no.
He looks like a cartoon character in that movie, and Jason Momoa, he makes a great Aquaman. I'm honestly gonna miss him as Aquaman in future DC universe. But honestly, this movie it looks funny enough to be entertaining, and I want to watch it, and I'm going to watch it in theaters when it comes out.
Yes.
But we will see.
Yes, exactly. Is that everything? Can we move on to the closing statement?
We are ready to close.
Okay. That is it for today's episode of the Fruitful 3 podcast with Eli and I, Isaiah. From massive sequels and dark superhero stories to experimental indie films, which we didn't even talk about indie films. There's a lot to look forward on both sides of the big and small screens. So if you'd like this episode and want Eli and I to talk more about movies and stuff, I did have music and other things, but that was way too much, as you can look at the time on that screen. So
didn't think we'd make it an hour.
Maybe music would be
another podcast.
Another podcast I can also do with Christopher, because he loves music.
Music with him.
And I can do a movie update, maybe the 1st of January or something, after we get a few closer looks of everything.
We'll see if Craven comes out by then.
Exactly. So as always, thanks for listening, and don't forget to subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.
See you around.
Peace, love, happiness, and unity, and we out.
Plume, man.